You talk about a meeting with a liberal doctor.
Yes.
Who, what did he tell? I mean, set the scene for us. Where was it that you had this dinner? You remember?
It was at a friend's house, and who invited both of us to dinner, and I guess told him that I was a black conservative. And so when I walked in the door, he said, "I'm very proud to be a liberal."
Right away.
Right away.
This is typical cringe lefty behavior. Although this type of person exists among liberals and conservatives, it is particularly cringe when a liberal goes out of their way to let you know that they are liberal. The only people that feel the need to announce their identity without provocation are liberals and vegans.
Wait, that was his introduction.
Was he white or black?
He was white, and it sort of went on from there for that evening, and then I've had subsequent encounters with him.
Why did he feel the need to tell you that he was a liberal?
I think that, well, I think on a larger level, the idea of a black conservative is disturbing to liberals. It does not confirm their sense of their own virtue.
This is a special flavor of liberal that I like to call the toxic liberal. This brand of lefty cannot comprehend the fact that a person could be both a black person and come to conservative conclusions about morality, politics, and social life. When confronted with a conservative black person, the toxic liberal becomes so perplexed by the dynamic that they will go to the edge of becoming a racist themselves. They go so far left that they end up on the far right. They will accuse the black conservative of being misled, confused, and manipulated. All subtle implications of mental ineptitude, as if to say that a black person can only be intelligent if they have a liberal outlook on the world.
Their virtue is in many ways tied to this idea that blacks are victims and that who have to be helped and so forth.
More than helping black people, many liberal whites enjoy the paternal position of reigning over blacks. They enjoy having the moral high ground. Feeding black people from their palms affirms their goodness in society.
And the black conservative is someone who, in a sense, says, no, we have to really be responsible for ourselves, whether or not you help. And so the black conservative makes the liberal feel obsolete, irrelevant on some level, aside from the obvious surface disagreements, the ideological disagreements that the two might have. There's this, I think, sense of if I really go along with you and accept that, then in a sense my own politics, my own idea of virtuousness becomes obsolete.
When does he say things too that you don't agree with, you don't like?
Well, much of what he says I don't agree with and don't like. He does not, and I'm thankful for the discussions I've had with him, because he helped me get through this section of the book and has sort of been an engine to my thinking in this area. What I see as paternalism, he sees as genuine caring, and I suppose the crux of our difference is he thinks you should help people no matter what. I think people should help themselves no matter what, and that once they do help themselves, then obviously it's very good to support them.
If the field of economics has taught us anything about human nature, it's that people act according to their incentives. When the incentives are set up to reward self-help, people will respond accordingly. Black people are no exception.
But he would support and give before they began to help themselves, and his idea is that there are people. And this is where we really have our painful disagreements. His idea is that there are people who are genuinely helpless and that have no real potential for helping themselves until they are lifted and helped by others. My feeling is that that's not true. There are certainly people who have disabilities and so forth who are helpless, and we don't disagree there. We ought to help. But my feeling is that people often are classified as helpless when they're in fact not. They just don't have the ideas and the values to understand that.